Hello, VC Mark here. Welcome to Recent Vinyl Finds number 53. I'm still trying to get back on track with some of my videos. You may have noticed that I have not posted a flea market finds video in over a month. Very unusual, especially considering that it is summer. Essentially, I've stopped going to the flea markets for a couple reasons. Namely, the main flea market I go to, I found out that a couple of the vendors were holding records back for a few gentlemen. We all get there early in the morning. I found myself getting up earlier and earlier, sometimes leaving the house at 5:45. These vendors would hold the records aside until these two gentlemen got to the booth. They would promise to buy the majority of the records. I don't have time for that bullshit. These guys are in their 60s and they're acting like they're 10 years old. There are other avenues that I can go down to find records. I don't need that. And number two, I had a very close friend pass away, a record buddy, someone who I was really close with, close to him and his family. I would always, when I was out hunting, look for a couple records for him. He was not able to go out to the flea markets anymore. He was not in good health. He was 78 years old. I always looked forward to bringing him back a couple neat items. The last Sunday that I did go to the flea market, I did find him a couple 45s. Unfortunately, he was not feeling well that day. He did not come out. I talked to his wife for a little bit. She sent me a text later that evening just to let me know that he really appreciated the records and that he would touch base with me later in the week. And this was a friend. I'm going to devote an entire video to kind of our relationship and what it meant to me, and just our shared love of 45 singles, R&B music, and then kind of touch on those of us who have huge collections. Of course, we'll all pass away someday, and what that means to our families. I've been spending a lot of time helping his family sort out his collection, but I'll speak more to that in another video. Anyway, where was I? Oh, so I dropped off the records. You got a chance to look at them later that evening. The next day, the following Monday, it's probably around noon, I saw his wife's number come up on my phone. I just had a terrible feeling when I saw her number come up, and he had passed away in his sleep that evening. So again, he wasn't in the best of health, but none of us were expecting him to pass away so suddenly. Let's get to the recent vinyl finds. I have found so many records over the last couple of months. I'm gonna give you a little peek at the boxes here. There's a couple 45 boxes in the other room. And these are from just collecting at my friend's house. I had another friend, someone who I worked with for over a decade, jazz musician. He was letting go of many of his jazz records, and I was fortunate to buy a bunch of them from him. And still some flea market finds, just kind of records from a lot of different venues. These are the last 45s that I found at the flea market. I found these EPs. They were $3 each. These are beautiful. Elvis Presley, his catalog is just not valued like it should be, especially the early records, these early EPs. 25 years ago, this would have been a $50 or $60 EP in this condition. Just look at this sleeve. This is beautiful. No seam splits, rich color. I'll tell you, these early RCA sides they're magic. They're wonderful. Shake, Rattle, and Roll, I Love You Because, Blue Moon, Lottie Miss Claudie, great EP. And of course now, this was cheap. This was $3, but you can pick these up in good condition for $10 nowadays. This one is going in a frame. This is wonderful. Iconic picture of Elvis. This is Elvis Volume 1. It says, Rip It Up, Love Me, When My Blue Moon Turns to Gold Again, and Paralyzed. This one's a little later. This is from King Creole. And this has the title track, New Orleans, As Long As I Have You, and Lover Doll. And the last one, Love Me Tender, one of my favorite Elvis ballads. Let Me, Poor Boy, and We're Gonna Move. These were all great, great finds at $3 each. I've spent countless hours flipping through stacks of 45s, looking for that rare single. Let's see. Early in the season, I came across this one. The vinyl is beat, but this is rather rare. This is a Canadian press of the Beatles' Love Me Do. I believe this is the one that has Ringo on the drums. And this was mastered from another 45. If I have the story straight, I probably don't. It's a good plus, not in great shape, but this is one that I've been on the hunt for. I can tell you the quality is poor. Can't really decipher the difference in the, I played a later pressing. They're very, very similar. P.S. I Love You is on the back. So I guess I have bragging rights. I finally found this one. I found this beautiful book. This is a book that was given out by Victor Records. I would probably guess in the late 40s, maybe early 50s. It's Index of Victor Records, and this one has not been used at all. And what these were given out so you could catalog all of the Victrolas, all of the 78s that you purchased. You have your alphabet here. And something I did not know. The gold border on the label of Victor Records is not a mere decoration, but it was designed to provide a space in which people might put their own catalog number and so simplify the process of returning each record to its proper album. So if you notice here, for this example, it's A6. I wouldn't dream of writing on one of my records, but I guess back in the day, this was the, I guess the Discogs of the day, right? So then you would put the title, the song or played by, and then the index number, and that's how you would catalog your collection. This was quite nice to find in just new condition. Totally unrelated to vinyl, I found this very old book. This is the speeches of Macaulay and Lincoln, and it has a little note in it. And I did know some of this history. It says, October 2004, this book bought at Bluff Road, corner of Bluff and Linden. The house was built in 1800s for Abraham Lincoln's cousin. Fairport still has relatives of President Lincoln. And it has, let's see, August or September of 1858. I'm assuming that's when the house was built that this was found in. This actual book has a copyright of 1915. But then you have some old, what I'm guessing, script from a student, and I would have to guess this dates back to the 1800s, just by the age of the paper and the writing, the cursive writing. I shouldn't really probably be touching the paper. And then just a bunch of old newspaper clippings. So that was really neat to find. Let's see, incidents in Lincoln's life. So they have a bunch of articles, possibly related to the family or the home. So this was kind of a rare find. All right, most of the records are jazz. This one is not. This is a 10-inch by Shakin' Stevens. Rockabilly. This is a 10-inch promo. This is an album that I bought from my friend. Paid $10 for this one. This is by Jimmy Owens. I'm going to play you a quick needle drop. You'll recognize this track. It's been sampled 1,000 times. Fantastic trumpet player. This album was released in 1976. It's jazz funk. Has hints of disco, but don't let that put you off. Some of the drum patterns kind of mirror some of the popular playing of the day around that time period. But it is a nice mix of funk. A lot of Jimmy's horn lines kind of mirror Miles. You can tell Miles was a huge influence. He has a staccato style of playing, just very reminiscent of, let's say, On the Corner or Jack Johnson. This is a great album. It's on Horizon. Great mix, again, of funk, jazz. There's some Latin feel to a couple other tracks. It's just a great album. Highly recommend it. Sounds fantastic. I picked up this great store placard from my friend's house. I would guess this would have been from the late 70s. I have the cards for the individual Beatles. I'm missing Ringo, so I'm still on the hunt for that one. This album is not in the best of shape. Picked this one up at the flea market. It was $2. Love the cover. This is on Crown. Way Out Wardell. The late great Wardell Gray. The effervescent Earl Gardner. one has 1 O'Clock Jump on it. Crown Records. Basically, I picked it up for the cover. I purchased the rest of these albums from my friend. This is not a 6-eye, it's a 2-eye. Early pressing nonetheless. Robert Johnson, King of the Delta Blues Singers. Really happy to find this one. This was part of a library system at one point in its life. Not in perfect shape, but I'm happy to own this nonetheless. Filled with classic tracks. Hellhound on My Trail, Preaching Blues. Let's see, Walking Blues. Just great, great blues. These were all recorded from November of 1936 through June of 1937. Love that artwork. Let's see, I'm going to play a little bit of this one. This one sounds fantastic. This is the Ramsey Lewis Trio plus Jean Duchamp, You Better Believe Me. This is a promo copy. I do have it out of the sleeve. Nope, I have it on the turntable. Sorry. And all of these records are in near mint minus condition. I don't think they've ever been played, to be honest with you. Beautiful white label Argo. These sound wonderful. I played you a bit of, gosh, I forgot. He Was Too Good to Me.
He was too good to me. How can I get along now? So close he stood to me. Now everything's all messed up and wrong now. He would have brought me the sun, making me smile.
Beautiful cover. Again, Ramsey Lewis Trio, Swingin'. This is on Cadet. This actually still has the postcard in it. This one is not a promo, but it is in like new condition. An Hour with the Ramsey Lewis Trio. DJ copy as well. Again, great sounding recording. The bass on this recording is tremendous. This is a mono press. Will give your speakers, your woofers, a workout for sure. And this is on the white and blue Argo label. Play you a little bit of this one as well. Albums can be had for very little money. The playing is superb. Red Holt's drumming is, it's just awesome. Great jazz. Choices, the best of the Ramsey Lewis Trio. Again, this one is on Cadets. beautiful, beautiful mint condition. But not for me at the Pershing. I already have a copy of this, but I just could not pass this up for $5. This is on the gray and black label. Again, looks to be unplayed. And then I picked up a couple Herbie Mann titles. Again, these can be had for $6. This is Live at Newport. These are in Atlantic. This is a mono pressing. And then I picked up the Best of Herbie Mann, part of the Atlantic Jazz Anthology. This is a later pressing with the red and green label. All right, that's all I have for now. Thanks again for tuning in. Take care.